In this video, I'm going to go over Google Gmail. To sign in, you want to log in through the Cougar apps and then select the Gmail option from the dashboard. This is what your Gmail would take you to. I've customized this so my Gmail may look a little different from yours, but essentially you have the same functions. Up here, you have your search bar to search for any emails and or chats with specific people, or if you want to search the subject of an email, you can definitely do that as well. And then you can be more specific with your searches if you need to be. Here you have this active option, and this is fairly new. This is more for the chat notifications. So you can mute your chat and you can go and see the more chat settings there. As in our Google Drive, we have this support option and we have the gear icon for settings. So here in the settings, you can change how your Gmail looks like. So if you can play around with these settings. So default shows you the attachments here at the bottom with the little icon. But if you want to conserve more space, you can go with the comfortable, and it just shows you simply the little paper clip, or you can go compact and it makes it even skinnier, so a lot more fit. You can choose a theme, which is what I've done here, but your Gmail probably looks like this. And you can click on view more and select different images, kind of feel out how it looks. Or you can choose a color if you don't want to go with a background image. You can also choose your own images if you want. As well as you have the type of inbox that you can choose. So do you want important emails on the top or unread emails on the top? Your starred emails to appear first. Do you want a priority email, multiple inboxes? You can choose these settings and you can test out how they look like by selecting them. You can also enable a reading panel, and that simply just kind of splits the screen. For example, I'm seeing my emails here on the side, but if I wanted to kind of read what's going on, it shows me here on the right hand side a little preview of that. So those are my settings there. I can also see all settings, and this just gives me a more in-depth options. I'm going to go over a few of these, but they're very self-explanatory. For example, we have here the undo send. When you are typing an email and you click on send, you do get at the bottom left corner a little button that says, do you want to undo? Just in case you want to double check, or you probably saw once you clicked on send that you might have had a typo or two, you can click undo and fix that and then resend it. So you can have it for 5 seconds. I think by default it's maybe 5 or 10 seconds that it gives you, but I have it here for 30 seconds, which is the maximum. And you have, like I said, a couple of other options here. By default, it checks for your grammar, spelling, and autocorrect. Something that you can definitely do, and I do recommend doing, is adding a picture. That could be a picture of yourself, just so that people can put a face to the email. It makes it more personal. You can also add a signature to your emails. So at the bottom of your email, it's just like what information is displayed. So for my personal Codwell email account, I have it so that it says my full name, my job title, what office I work in, the university's information, my office number, fax number, and the Codwell website. That's just what I have, but you can definitely customize this for your own. And then all the way at the bottom, you have the vacation responder. So if you do go on vacation and you want to set up a vacation message so that anyone who emails you during that time period is notified that you're away from the office, you might not reach out to them anytime soon, you can write your message here. You can set up, the to and from dates as to when you'll be gone for, and select, who will get this response. Only send a response to people in your contacts, only send response to people in Caldwell University. These are the two options you have. And then you definitely have more options here to go through if you wanted to. And it's all about like just clicking and like kind of playing around with these different settings here. But back to the email, the inbox. When you go to write an email, you're going to click on here, the top left compose option. And you're going to see, from, it's going to be your email. To is who you're sending it to. You can CC someone, and that is just like a carbon copy to a second person who you might want to loop in. And then the BCC is just you're including a person into the email chain, but perhaps you do not want anyone else from the email to know that they're also seeing the email. So this is like how to email a bunch of people and not let them see each other in the email chain. Obviously, in the subject, that is going to be the title of the email. And then here below, you will compose your email. As you can see, my signature is here by default. Every time I compose a new email, I would write my message here. I do have this toolbar here, and it just helps me with like font, text size, if I want to bold, italicize, underline, and so on. I can play around with these settings. I can attach a file. I can add a web link. If I wanted to insert an emoji, insert a file from my drive, an image. If I want to turn on or off the confidentiality, and then just like insert a different signature, I can do all of that. I can, when I click on send, you have this little more options. I can schedule, let me actually put a recipient here. I can schedule an email. When do I want to send this email? So if I'm writing this ahead of time, I can have it so it sends it 8 a.m. tomorrow afternoon, Monday morning. If I don't like those options, I can, customize this and, be very specific with the time. So those are the different things that you can do while creating an email. And like I said, if you need to do any of this, like attach a file, it's going to load that thing, or you can just click and drag from your desktop and drop. Any of those options work here with the email. And ultimately, if you don't want to write it, you can simply discard the draft. Some other things to go over is here where it says, mail. You have your inbox, files that you've starred, if you've snoozed any files or emails that have been marked as important, emails that you have sent, any drafts that you have. If you created categories, as you can see here, you can see those categories, and I've created categories, and these categories are just created by labels. So again, I'm going to go into Compose to show you that. When you're in the email, you can give this like a certain label. Just by clicking on these 3 dots, you can then go to label. And then here, these are all labels that I've created so that I am able to separate these emails by like different topics. So I would simply choose what topic it goes under. It's under the social topic. I can also, here from these 3 dots, choose an email template if I already have one created. For example, I have this email template. It is an email that we sent out quite frequently. So instead of writing this out all the time, I just have it drafted here, and I would simply just change the information to customize it for the person that I'm sending it to. So you can definitely set that up by going to the 3 dots, templates, and you can save an email. So if this was an email that I had just composed and I'm going to be using it often, I can save it as a, template. So save it as a new template, or replace one of these older ones if I've made any updates, or I can delete the template if I no longer need to use it. Those are different things that I can do. And as you can see, once you do give it a label, they fall under the category option here on the side. So email temp examples, that is one of these options that I have here. Email temp examples, as you can see here, because you can give emails multiple labels if you needed to. And you can click on more and it shows you, emails that you have scheduled. You can see all your mail, any spam, what's in your trash, manage the labels, you're creating labels. Under that, you do have this new thing that appeared, which is the chats. If you utilize the chat function, you will see different names here, and these are just individuals that you have created a chat with. So for example, here's one, and it's literally just a chat function here within Google. These are different people who I've contacted through the chat. You also have rooms. If you've created rooms, there's just a way, if a lot of people are collaborating on a project, this is kind of like a group chat option, and then you can, write here whatever message needs to be written. And lastly, here under Meet, you have you can set up a new Google Hangout Meet, or if you want to access meets that you already have scheduled in your calendar. As you can see, I have this Thursday one going on right now. I can simply join that one, or I can join tomorrow's, whichever one I want to join, I can join. But that basically goes over everything here within the Google Gmail application.